Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 68. What up, Cam?
What up, man?
What's going on with you? You've been shaving. It looks like you shaved your face.
I shaved my
like
face
5 times over. I've never seen your face this. Like you look like you're 10 years old.
Wow, you look like you're 10 years old. I look like I'm like 46.
Maybe it's the Lunchables that make you look like you're 10 years old.
They're easy and they're clean. I don't make a mess.
And you're wearing a new shirt today, too.
No, this is an old shirt. It's still a free one. Still a free golf shirt that I got at probably 7 years ago at a blues tournament. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm doing right now.
How was your weekend? Anything exciting happen?
I'm looking at houses, man. So like, Kate and I are just trying to put our house up. We've been looking at all kinds of different houses, and so that's kind of what we're doing. So it's exciting because we're like, but then you get, then you look at these houses and you walk through and you're like, oh fuck, like I don't like that, I don't like this, that, and the other. So that's what I've been doing. The Blues are out. Gonna watch hockey tonight, man.
Yeah, we kind of called that with the Blues, and Washington.
Fucking terrible.
Like, any surprise? I thought maybe when they tied it up 2-2, talking about the series after Game 4 against Vancouver, I thought, maybe they found some life. Maybe they'll reignite themselves and find it. But they just ran out of gas.
They ran out of gas, and they weren't in it. Mentally, they weren't in it. No. And you know the teams that are in it. You know the teams that aren't. Washington was not in it. Yes, the Islanders played awesome, smothered, Barry Trotz, Lou Lamoriello type hockey. That's fine, but they weren't there.
I don't want to make any excuses, but if you
there.
Just won the Stanley Cup, and I know you acted like you won the Stanley Cup last year, but you really didn't win it.
No, I know.
But it's okay, though.
I don't have my name on the cup, but I celebrated like I did.
You did. You and a couple others.
What do we do? Not do it? Sorry. Don't bring me to a fucking party. Jeez, don't invite me.
Don't put you on the float.
What do you want me to do? I turned down 3 parties. Go ahead.
But if you won the Stanley Cup last year, and now you get to go defend your title. In this environment, how difficult would that be to truly get into?
I would be miserable throughout that whole process, man.
Yeah, you really would be. You would be.
I would be.
Yeah,
miserable.
Whether you would have won or not. I mean,
miserable through the whole process.
How many guys you think are completely miserable?
And I'm not don't get me wrong. I would have sucked it up, but I would have been miserable for sure. I would have sucked up anything.
Do you think it's as easy as that? Like there should be more pressure and more like, hey, these guys, you know what?
It's terrible in there, dude.
Just suck it up.
It's terrible in there. I mean, it is. It is. Like, you can't do anything. Like, you think those guys are sick of those restaurants? Not to mention, when you eat the same stuff over and over and over again, once in a while, you're going to piss out of your ass, and you're going to hate that place forever. Now, I didn't mean to be so blunt.
You've been saying that a lot recently.
I'm just saying.
Like, why are you getting so visual?
Because, you go to a restaurant over and over again. There's that one time where you just get that weird thing, and your stomach gets
Not
beat.
if it's a good restaurant.
No. Yeah.
Does that happen?
No. Yeah. I'm like a professional restaurant eater here, okay? 3 times a day for like 8 years straight, okay? So shut the fuck up. One of these days, it's going to hit you wrong, and you're never going to want to go there ever again. I'm sure that's already happened. Like, little things. I know I shouldn't say. I'm just saying, little things like that. You're sick and tired. You're bored of it. The teams that don't give a shit and that are young and are like, screw it, I'm playing video games one way or the other, those are the teams that are succeeding.
All right, what was your take?
Except for Vegas, of course, they're older.
Well, who's going to win this thing now? I don't
know. I think Vegas
seems into it.
Like, we're an older team, but this is our chance. Like, we were there last year. Like, we get it. Like, we got or 2 years ago, we got a taste of it. Like, let's go.
And they got screwed over pretty badly last year against San Jose. Remember that?
Right.
Game 7?
Yeah. That stays with you. Coaching change.
No Game 7s at all in the first round.
No one's coming back. No one's coming back from when you're leading in this bubble. You're gonna win.
Didn't we say this though in June?
Like, I don't like to do that.
No, but I know. But like say it. But
I don't remember what I said.
No, if they were down, like if the team's down 3-1, down 0-2, like are you gonna be able to find that motivation, that level to get yourself back into the when you know the reward at the end of the day is you get to stay here for another couple weeks.
Those guys couldn't get out of there fast enough. They couldn't.
You like the videos, by the way, like the I'm
cute.
Coming home, coming home.
It's, you know what? As a guy that doesn't have kids, I look at it like here's the deal. I see those videos and it's cute, and I love the guys, and I love their families are adorable. But then you go on Facebook and you see like a military mom coming home from 18 months over in a sandbox. A couple of my military buddies see that and they're like, suck it the fuck up, kind of thing. But I don't have kids, so I don't know what it's like to not see him for a month.
Listen, it's not military, but
it's not.
I don't think.
But I can't help
but
the
don't make that comparison.
I can't help it.
You're still a dad who's leaving your family
You're
for
right.
3 or 4
I
weeks.
get that. No, I know.
That's
I don't want to be
easy.
hardcore.
That's not easy.
It's just.
You see the reaction from the kids.
I'm from Eureka, Missouri, dude.
I know,
it's a military town. All right. You get that? Fuck yeah.
Eureka's a military
town.
Damn
right. Everybody's military in Eureka.
What, do they have like a base there or something?
No, they're just a ton of people are in the military that live in Eureka.
Oh,
and they
love
the military. This is kind of like the mantra of
just
Eureka.
Listen,
just so you know.
Don't make that comparison. Nobody's saying that they're going over to war.
I'm not making a comparison. I'm just... Whenever the video and you want me to have a teary-eye face on it, I'm not going to do it. That's all, motherfucker. I'm sorry.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm not crying. I cried at the lady that came back from Afghanistan. I fucking bawled my eyes out when I see those kids.
No, those will get you.
do it. I didn't do it with the players. I'm sorry.
Those will get you.
I mean, to lie to you?
These don't pull at the heartstrings nearly as much.
That's what I mean.
Especially when the kid's like blindfolded at center court during his like high school basketball game, and the dad just shows up. Like coming down from the rafters on like a rope. Like he hasn't been home in like 2 years.
Oh, the best one is this little kid, right? So he's training boxing, right? And he's got a blindfold on. The kid's training, and the dad comes in and calls him by his nickname. And he's trying to take his. Oh God. Oh Lord.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, so I'm not crying. There you go. I'm not crying for them. I get it though.
But like as a dad, okay, because I've got 3 kids. I mean, that would be a long time for me to be away from my kids. But I watch the reaction of the kids in some of these videos.
Yeah,
it's not just about the dad and the mom. It's like, whoa, the kids, man, they miss their
mommy and daddy.
But they get to watch them on TV and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And especially if he's a hockey player, it's kind of cool to have a dad who's away playing hockey, man, trying to win a Stanley Cup.
There's my daddy.
Yeah.
Cruising around. Blocking shots, PKing all the fucking time. So we're taking penalties.
What about Mike Milbury? He finds himself in the news now. What'd you think of what he said first off?
I don't care what he said. I'm not offended about anything. But I understand.
No, you're not.
I'm the most... unless you make fun of like my wife or something, like I might have to kill you. Like, don't do that. She's a precious angel. Don't make fun of her. Chirp me. You can chirp my fucking mom and dad too. They're hillbillies. I don't give a shit. But Mike Milbury, like, he's fucking depressing. I don't learn anything from him. He's grumpy and he's an old man. Why? Why are we using him?
Yeah, but it's okay if you're an old man, but he just acts probably even older than he is. Like, why does he do it? Why does he want to go analyze NHL games if it seems so miserable for him?
I don't want him to be happy, like, hey, I'm a happy guy. No. There's got to be a fucking balance. But is there not a guy that just retired that's smart as shit, that's handsome, that's got great hair, and you could throw him in there that could be, could call a guy out?
Patrick Sharp.
Could call a guy out.
Patrick Sharp.
But a different kind of guy. That maybe a little loud.
A little looser.
Maybe he'll call you out, and he's funny, and he's happy. He says, I don't know. He's grumpy, and I don't learn anything. I don't like him. Yeah. And now all the women hate him. So it's like we're trying to get young girls to watch hockey and like it. And when you're looking at him, they're like, get this fucking mud out of here. Sorry, Milbury. Sorry about that.
Boston
no
guys,
offense
though.
or anything.
Jack Edwards, Mike Milbury.
No, that's just too much.
Chill out.
And I'm a mess too. And I toe the edge. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm not on. Like, get a young, handsome fella in there that just played, that just retired, that knows his shit, that doesn't give a shit. And he just wants to go entertain you. That's what I want to see.
Because he said something a week or two ago, too. Like, in the 5 overtime game, one of the most historic games in NHL history.
And then he tweets out something stupid. Like, no, I don't know. And you know what? And again, people give Pierre Maguire shit. Mm-hmm. But again, when he talks, it might be a little nerdy sometimes. But I learn shit. Like, he fucking breaks shit down. He's always on the ball. He knows everything about everybody. I'm like, and he's happy. I don't know. He'll call you out when he needs to call you out. But Mike Milbury is just negative, boop, boop, boop. Oh, yeah. Like, if I'm a female and I'm on, like, where's Patrick Sharp?
Right.
Right?
Or anybody.
Like, where's Catherine Tappan? I watch her, too.
Any of the other
Keith Jones
analysts.
is great. I like Keith Jones.
He's good,
he's
man.
Smart guy.
Keith Jones will he'll point something out that you didn't see on your own. That's what I like about him. He may teach you something. You may learn something about a player from Pierre. He's going to tell you something you didn't know about his history, his backstory, man. I don't know. I just feel like you got to bring something to the table.
Okay, I think it's time for a change. Those old school cats, man. I don't know. It's just,
especially with NHL just getting so younger and younger. All the kids getting so into it.
You're catering to young kids.
I think hockey, you almost used to cater like the average fan was like an older person.
It's not baseball, dude.
No.
The
kids are into it.
The girls are into it.
Yes.
Go to a Blues game, man. There's girls everywhere. You could go to a game and enjoy yourself as a pack, and you see it all the time. Anytime you go there, like, holy shit, there's chicks everywhere. You got to cater to them. And Mike Milbury's just not doing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Your thoughts when you saw the Allan Walsh tweet? Who's a friend of the show, by the way. He's been on the podcast.
I don't think he likes me too much, but
well, you were kind of chirping him a little bit.
Jesus, Andy. I don't want to chirp everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that's too much. Did Marc-Andre Fleury not know he was going to do that?
Well, what do you think? You think he knew?
I mean,
how could you not?
Could not know?
Well, the fact that he wouldn't answer the question when he was asked, not once but twice, if he was aware of the photo before it went up and he wouldn't answer it, does that tell you? Like, that tells me he knew. It doesn't tell me he didn't know. Unless he just doesn't want to throw Allan under the bus. I don't know.
How do you not know? How do you not tell him? Why would you do that?
After you said you guys talk all the time.
All the time.
And what a great relationship they
And
have,
if I'm Marc-Andre Fleury, why would you want him to do that? Like, that's just unnecessary. Like, you're going to get in, dude. Like, you're going to get your time. Like, and if they do ride him the whole time, you're probably going to fucking win anyway. It means he's dominating. So it's like, just, you want another cup? Like, you're going to get one with this fucking team.
Happened to him in Pittsburgh, too.
Like, shit.
Like, the kid kind of took over, Matt Murray.
Yeah, but, dude, you got 2 months to go, brah. Yeah. You got a long time.
You do.
You have a long time.
But it's not really him creating the issue, but you just got to wonder behind the scenes with his agent, how much complaining is he doing?
So, if I'm Marc-Andre Fleury,
and he's got a great reputation, Cam, as you know.
Loves the guy. Everybody loves the guy. Yes. He's one of the funnest goalies to watch. More fun goalie? No, funnest goalie. Yeah. And he looks at the crowd.
Were you aware that his game apparently just completely dropped off?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, is it that bad?
I mean, I don't know. Well, they seem like they've been winning every game.
They signed him to a 3-year contract.
Haven't they won every game so far?
I thought when they traded for Michael Leonard at the trade deadline, that was a little bit surprising. I was thinking, what? Isn't Flower the guy?
Well, they got a 1-2 punch now.
They
you
do.
know, they had. I guess they had cap room, and so
Islanders wish they had it. Well, I don't know.
Islanders are fucking flying around right now, dude. Jeez Louise, like they're just stomping on everybody.
Yes.
Anyway, I don't know, man. That's very bizarre. Your agent can't call you out like that, especially when you're winning. Your team's great. Like, just fucking ride this thing out, and you're gonna get in there, dude. You're gonna get in there.
Okay, but when the whole dressing room loves you, and you're a good guy, and like nobody really has any bad thing to say about Marc-Andre Fleury, does it make it easier to sweep this under the rug? Like it's not going to be an issue where like people are pissed off at Flower.
So if it was a big dog on the team that's kind of the loner big guy, you know,
like Pacioretty or something, like who's relatively new or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's something like that. Oh, exactly. Like a newer guy coming on. Yeah. But Pacioretty's probably an awesome dude too. It's like
Mark
I'm gonna fucking kill my agent.
He's a great dude too. Yeah,
if I'm Mark, honestly, I'd walk in there and be like, dudes, I am sorry about that. This fucking
I don't know what he's fucking thinking.
I fucking smacked his ass around, and you know, do what you got to do. We'll make fun of it. Yeah. Go to Coach DeBar and be like, dude, I don't give a shit. You know I'm going to bust my ass for you. You know I'm going to be happy. Yeah. You know,
dude, my nephew was just fucking around with the new art app we got on the laptop.
We're just fucking
and
with
he just made this. Yeah. I didn't think he was going to put it up on Twitter.
I didn't mean to put your name on the sword. How's that? Exactly. Anyway, no, it's not that big of a deal because of Marc-Andre Fleury and because of their success.
My son made this for his art project. Okay, for his back-to-school art project.
I'd walk right in that locker and be like, yeah, he fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Like, and you know what? Yeah. With guys like Reaver and all these guys, they're probably all laughing about it.
They were watching it. They were all watching the people talking
it to him probably.
Like, look at this. Look at it. Yeah. Look, they're going to turn that into something funny in a positive. That team's... And like seems like they're indestructible, meaning like anything could happen with injuries. But as far as like the big boys on that team, they just fucking older guys on that team look locked in.
I tried not to read into it too much, but something tells me whenever you say a player was stabbed in the back, or if you say you were stabbed in the back, that tells me that something didn't play out the way that you were told it was going to play out. Like something was told to you, and then they reversed it. They changed it. You know?
Yeah, but it's playoffs. Like
it's playoffs.
Whatever. When did Leonard not play well? When did he lose his job to?
When did Marc-Andre Fleury?
No, that was a while back. But so like I don't know what happened then, but there was a decision then. But when should he have gotten back in the lineup? Mm-hmm. You know, when should Marc-Andre Fleury gotten back in? When did?
I don't know. Leonard hasn't. I think he just had his first loss.
Haven't they been trucking everybody?
I think he just lost for the first time.
When?
Here in the playoffs, for the first time as a member of the Golden Knights. He's been unbelievable.
They've been crushing everybody.
Yeah, and they got it going on too.
Oh, dude,
they're going to end up winning this thing. That's my.
I'm just saying, I can't see them losing, especially what happened to Colorado.
Oh yeah, but you know Colorado.
Bad first
listen, the one thing that is inevitable in a playoff series is injury. It's like who gets hurt and how long are they out? Which player is it? And you can't predict it. And once you get a certain player injured, how it just completely can turn the entire playoff series. And you just wonder the injury now to Grubauer, the goaltender there in Colorado, man, how are they going to overcome that? And how's that going to impact? And EJ, man, a big minute muncher who can play the PP, big body, who can defend and skate. Too. Absolutely.
Damn. No, that was
changes
weird.
Things.
Hey, when you see your goalie go down and he's not
deflating,
he didn't even get hit, by the way. So he just made a random save. and you're like, oh, he pulled his fucking groin. Oh, jeez, I saw. I'm like, ooh, oh yeah. And your whole team's like, oh, motherfucker. Because you know no one fell on you. You're not trying to create a penalty or draw a penalty.
No contact injuries, no contact. The worst.
You're fucking done. And you're out for a while. And you don't just like, oh, my groin pulled. I'm good the next day. No, this is going to be a process. And that just, anything could happen, man. You put your new goalie in. Look what happened to the Blues a couple years ago. You never know. But they're a loaded team. They're big boys, could fucking skate. Nathan McKinnon is the best player in the world, in my opinion, right now.
No, he is.
I mean, he's the best player in the world right now, and he's
still
physical.
Playing.
Well, that's why I'm not wrong, and that's why I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. And I think, and even before this was said, it's kind of a common theme now because he is still playing and McDavid isn't. You're hearing a lot of analysts say, he's the most difficult player in the world to defend because he comes in with so much power in addition to his speed.
And he'll put you on your ass.
Like, NHL players have been saying that for a little while now. Like, you talk to defensemen around the league and players who have to defend this guy, they will tell you he's more difficult to defend and scarier to defend.
He's more physical
than McDavid.
That's the separation.
I shouldn't say more difficult, scarier.
I'm just saying that's the separation, dude. Mm-hmm. When you're equally as good,
powerful,
and all of a sudden you try to hit this guy. When's Connor McDavid ever try to bulldoze you? Like he'll just slip off you.
Yeah.
But he'll never try to be like, fuck this. I have nowhere to go. I'm going to
Crosby
squeeze.
Could play that way too.
I'm going to bulldoze you. No, Ovechkin can.
Ovechkin for sure.
Ovechkin can.
Yeah. But Crosby's got that big lower half, and he could play through contact.
I think Nathan McKinnon's a little bit like Ovechkin in that way, where he's like, I'm fucking strong. Come get me. Mm-hmm. I'll fucking put you down.
Right.
I'll put you down. And if you want to fight me, I might not even throw a punch, but I'm going to ragdoll you.
Oh, my God.
Good Lord. Like Chara and... Who did he do that to? McCabe back
in
the day?
Fisher.
Oh, was that Yari Fisher back in the day?
No, Christian Fisher's who just got ragdolled by Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, that dude. I know, but it looked like the other ragdoll from back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Get your confidence, Nathan. Get your confidence. Don't be too confident because the Blues will be playing.
I want to say this real quick about Bill Armstrong, who's now, he's a candidate for the Florida Panthers GM job. Great guy, man. He's had so much impact on the Blues roster. Just winning a Stanley Cup. But, this guy scored the game-winning goal back in the day. In the Memorial Cup. He also won a championship in the minors in the American League. Like, he's won pretty much everywhere he's gone. Like,
big boy. He's a scary looking dude.
Oh, scary.
Actually, very handsome looking dude.
But, he's just got a he's been grinding it out for so long. I like seeing these guys get that opportunity. I felt the same thing when Jarmo Kekalainen got an opportunity to be a GM because I know how badly he wanted it. And I don't know if this is going to be the time when Bill Armstrong truly gets that chance. But I think even getting an interview is a great step for him, that people around the league are taking notice of the type of potential this guy has and how talented he is. But, a couple things, man. 50%, over 50%, I think 53% of the players who were on the Stanley Cup winning team were drafted by him. There's something to be said. There's something to be said for that.
Absolutely.
And he gets guys in every round, not just the first round. You look at what he's done in the third round as well, with guys like Binnington and guys like Parayko in the third round. All these second-round picks he got. Jake Allen in the second round, Edmondson in the second round, Kyrou in the second round, Barbashev in the second round.
Sammy Blais.
Sammy Blais got in the sixth round.
Sixth round, yeah. Sixth round.
So listen, this guy is he's been a little bit of a secret, around the National Hockey League, but it's good to see teams starting to take notice. And I wouldn't be shocked to see the Arizona Coyotes have some interest in him
like
as well.
Good guy. Real good guy.
See how that plays out. All right,
he's actually tough back in the day, too.
Oh, he used to fight a little bit,
Yeah, I saw some fights.
Bruce Boudreau's on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. He was cool, huh?
Yeah, totally cool. Yeah, we just wanted to pick his brain. It's always good to get somebody smart.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What do you think of this? What do you think of that? He's in the game.
You think he'll get another chance?
I think so.
I think he will, too.
Look at his records.
Yeah.
And
do you feel bad for guys like that who have had so much regular season success and all people talk about are their lack of playoff success?
Well, that comes with the territory, bro. Yeah. I mean, it really does. You got to win the playoffs, and he'll get another job. He's putting his face out there. Mm-hmm. He's doing podcasts. He's doing this. He's doing that. Very smart guy.
Yeah.
Likable. Oh, my God.
Great talker.
We made fun of him. He laughed. Like, he didn't take himself too seriously. I don't know. I like that. And as a player, I kind of like coaches like that. Real quick, watching Hard Knocks. Anthony Lynn, the head coach of the Chargers, just seems like a fucking unbelievable dude. I just see how he reacts to different guys, how he could walk into a room, own the room, be cool, be courteous, be kind, but also, and then you go look at Sean McVay, and he's just kind of this like nerdy guy, like, hey, boys, let's go. I'm like, what? I know he's an X and O's kind of guy, but like I think
there's play callers and there's leaders.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
There's leaders, and I don't know. I don't know why I brought this up, but I'm like, God, what a fucking difference. I mean, Anthony Lynn walks in the locker room like, you're going to listen. So certain coaches have that. I think Bruce Boudreau is one of those guys that walks in like, you're going to listen to the guy.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's going to get another shot. But, of course, you got to perform in the playoffs, Andy. It is what it is.
No, there's no doubt, man. He's had some great teams.
Yeah.
That Anaheim team was fun to watch, man. They were so close. Washington was so close. Minnesota, I just never felt was close. That's just a job that I really would never go after. I just feel like
coaching job
in Minnesota. I just don't know if that's a team.
Head coaching job anyway.
Oh, you wouldn't want to do that?
Nah.
Why? They make big time money.
I think
one or two contracts, you're all set.
I think being an assistant coach is the best gig possible.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Make a couple $1 million less, but
I know, but you're making $800,000, maybe $1 million.
Rarely.
What's Otter not making that? No. 600?
Couple $100,000, dude.
Really?
Yeah, maybe $300,000-$400,000. I don't know, somewhere in that range.
Okay, $400,000.
Maybe.
Still a lot of travel, but I don't know. Maybe you're doing a lot of different work whenever you're the assistant. You're on the ice more. I don't know. I want to do podcasts for a living, Andy. That's what I want to do. Speaking of which, how are our live reads doing real quick? Let's get going.
Always brought to you by CarShield.
Yeah.
800-857-2481. Hey, get that protection today. CarShield.com. Starting to see those commercials everywhere.
Yeah,
Love seeing the commercials for CarShield. Hey, mention the promo code CAM. You'll save 10%. Make sure you have that protection. Car breaks down, computer goes out, engine goes down. How are you going to pay for it? Get CarShield. Doesn't cost a lot. Small monthly fee. Pick where you want it to have, where you want your repairs to be made. And if you need a rental car, which Cam didn't know this because he drove his mom's car, they will pay for your rental car over at CarShield and CarShield.com.
Simplify your life. That's all there is to it. You're driving around a lot. Simplify your life.
800-857-2481. GadgetBuyback.com. Hey, if you're looking to trade in an old tablet, did you break your phone over the weekend? Get it repaired. Don't be walking around with a broken phone. Write down this number, 877-772-8880. GadgetLabMobile.com. That's the website if you're local here in St. Louis. They got a store in Oakville, soon to have several more stores as well. But again, don't be walking around with a broken phone, tablet. If you're a business owner, trade in your old phones, upgrade them. They'll buy them back from you for top dollar.
Keep it going quick. Like don't slow down your company because your iPads are 5-7 years old and you're slowing shit down. And everybody's looking at you like you're a cheap ass. Yeah. Don't be that.
How many Bud Light seltzers did you crush over the weekend?
Oh Lord. Good thing there's no like afternoon hockey anymore. Like it kind of slowed down a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm like, is there hockey on today?
I wanted to
guaranteed drinking.
Tell Broudreau, he's like, you said you can't stay up past 9 o'clock, and he said, I'm like, listen, Cam can't. He's,
oh my God.
After about 25 Bud Light seltzers, that'll do it to you.
They're easy to drink. They flow like wine at the household.
But again, less than a gram of sugar, only 100 calories. So listen, this is a healthy drink. For
very
people
healthy.
Don't know. Very healthy.
I substitute protein shakes with Bud Light seltzers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do it while you do your hockeytraining.com.
No.
You do it's like you don't need your protein shake. You just have a Bud Light seltzer. But check it out. 4 flavors: black cherry, strawberry, lemon, lime,
mango.
Or Cam's favorite,
mango.
Love it.
It's tasty. They're all unique in their own way. Great in the summer, great in the fall. I actually sat outside and I saw a leaf fall for the first time.
Oh, I got a lot of leaves
and I'm like,
falling.
oh, baby, Halloween coming. Oh, snap. I love it. Yeah. I love the 4 seasons, baby.
BudLightSeltzer.com. Check out BudLight.com. Order your variety pack. You can order these things online, too, so it's pretty cool.
Easy peasy.
Hockeytraining.com. All right, check this out. I was going through their site the other day, and it reminded myself, like, you can learn specific moves. They have videos, Cam. You can learn the Svechnikov move behind the net.
Well, that's a lapse of your fucking concerns.
I can do that. Listen, I've been practicing.
How will you learn to get the puck out of the fucking
I've been
zone?
practicing the Kucherov. Okay,
Jesus.
they got the Kucherov now.
I'm going to have to sit hockey training down and back.
Oh, my
God.
God.
Give him, like, the beginner stages. He's not that level yet. You're going to get booted off the ice.
These videos, they teach you how to do it.
I don't want you to learn how to do that because you don't have the puck enough. Jeez Louise.
So when I do the Svechnikov, what would you do if I tried it?
Dude.
Even if I tried it.
You're going to toe pick and fall in the back of the net and hurt the goalie. That's what you're going to do. Look, you're not there yet, but some guys are there, okay? And they could do that stuff. You're more at the beginning stage. You're at the beginning stages. They'll help you with anything, though. If you want to go and try to do a Svechnikov, but you can't even fucking stand up, the guys are going to hate you even more, especially when you don't pull it off. So don't try that yet. But if you want to learn it as a young kid because you're already dangling cats, then do it. But if you just want to like do the little things better, so guys when you're out there like, he's not very good, but he does little things, and he's going to get the invite when we're low on guys. Like, that's the guy you need to be right now. Then you take that and you do a little bit more. Now I'm going to hold on the puck a little bit more when I come in the zone instead of just keep it simple. They have it all for you.
They had a video teaching you the art of the area pass. Now, you needed to know
the area pass.
The area pass.
Oh, yeah.
The area pass.
Yeah.
And you know what I like about it? They show highlights of women hockey players, too, to show examples of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is not just for...
When was the last tournament?
This is for boys and girls, man. Hook up
Remember when the girls played here in the All-Star game?
Yeah.
And they were fucking toe dragging.
No, one of the area passes they showed climbing up the wall.
Was that it?
Area pass to the middle of the ice from the All-Star game.
Remember we were watching the All-Star game with all the guys? And we're like, the guys were on, we're like, you're fucking terrible. Every one of them got awful.
Yeah.
And then the women came on, and they were going toe-to-toe, bam, 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 toe dragging, this between
trying
the legs.
hard.
Awesome.
The All-Star game looked like the round robin
they needed
of bubble
hockey. Like, those guys were so bad.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Every NHL team should include this as part of their training. But, hey, what I'm saying is, girl hockey players out there too. This is great.
Yeah.
It's not just for the men, not just for the boys. This is for girls too.
Absolutely.
Bring the gym home to you. Work on your skills. Also, get yourself in hockey shape. You got to be in hockey shape, not just shape, but hockey shape. Hockey shape and shape. What's the difference, real quick?
Oh, there's a big difference. Hey, go work out and do gym work all you want, then go skate for an hour and see how you feel. Go skate for an hour and see how you feel. There's a big difference. We'll show you. They'll show you different ways.
Yeah.
Look good, feel good. That's the way it is with hockeytraining.com.
All right, hockeytraining.com. Check that out. Bellman.com. Get your pre-owned car, your new car, whatever it is. BEHLMANN.com. They've got an incredible selection. Great people. We love Dan Bellman. Everybody over there. Hey, get your pink Jeep with 2 doors, small wheels. You can get that, man. It's still time to drive your pink Jeep with the top down, too.
It's going to get even nicer out.
In the fall.
Ooh, it's going to get nice out. And it's going to be winter before you know it, guys. So you get that big truck. If you want to get a boat like me and maybe get a dually, I might get a badass dually.
What's a dually?
The dually, like a huge truck.
Oh,
with dualies in the back.
Okay.
And so I could carry my big boat that I'm going to get. Yeah, baby.
How big a boat do you want?
I want at least 38 foot. I'm serious. I got to get the house. I'm dead serious.
We got to get a boat sponsor on here. We're
I know.
Yeah,
give me that $250,000 38 foot.
All right. We're going to work on that. But Bellman.com, Cadillac, Buick, GMC on one side of the street. Other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. All in Troy, Missouri. Check out their website. Doesn't matter where you are. Check it out. If you're out of town, buy it. We'll get it to you.
Yeah.
We've got guys, like interns and stuff like that, who will they will drive the car to you.
Yes.
If you're in Alberta, Washington State, doesn't matter. They'll drive it to you.
Yep. Easy peasy. That's what they do.
Yes.
Of course, I like the SRT, baby. I do. I like it.
Do like
I know
that.
Kate needs a new vehicle. We might go up there here pretty soon.
I was telling Dan that this morning. My wife needs a new car, too.
Like, they got some badass stuff.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, can you get something that's like I could drive too? So the two pinkish. I'll do that, but I don't want to do it. I kind of want her to get another SRT. She's got a Jeep Cherokee right now, so I know.
I mean, are you just rambling or what?
I'm
I don't
rambling.
know what you're talking about with your new shirt. All right.
I got a new shirt on? No, this is a free one from 7 years ago.
All right. Bruce Boudreau. Lots of good stuff, man. He still wants to coach. Talks about all of it right here on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. People know who you are in Hershey, don't they? I mean, obviously you left your mark winning some championships there and stuff, but like, can you walk around? Do they say, oh my God, there's Bruce Boudreau, or do you have some privacy?
You know what? I think it's a little bit of both. Hershey's for a small town, I mean, they treat their players like they're NHL players. So, I mean, it's been 10 years since the fans knew me, but I have a whole lot of friends there that I golf with every day. So it's friendships and everything are still a good group of men, and my wife's got a good group of friends that we hang with.
Yeah, Hershey is absolutely beautiful. Nice rolling hills, very quiet. I always like playing there. Nice rink. So tell us why you play. So you have acreage, you got horses. What are your hobbies?
You know what? I don't know if you know about the Hershey Country Club, but there's only 8 houses on the course, and we bought one of them. Ooh. So you know what? When I went there in 2006, I don't know if it was Doug Yingst or somebody took me golfing there, and I just fell in love and said, man, would I love to live there. And then when one became available this year, that thought it was, we took the grab at it. So it's been something like for 14 years, I wanted to buy a place in this area, and we were able to do it. So that's what we did.
So
big dog neighborhood.
I'm sure it
big
is.
Dog
I mean, I want to know about.
He's looking down on everybody.
I want to know about this house here now, Bruce.
It's a condo. It's a town home.
Okay.
Like there's 8 homes, but there's only four little areas that are they're attached with a wall in between.
Okay.
But it's on the golf course. No. It's not.
It's not a castle. Okay.
No, it's not a castle.
Well, we want to know about where's your castle? Where do you keep your castle?
If we have a castle, it's only because my wife knows where it is and she won't tell me, just in case she wants to get rid of me.
Hey, where's your favorite place you coached in the NHL, where you felt the most connected to the community?
I would have to, without sounding like I'm trying to vie for a job or anything, it would have to be Washington. I mean, when I went up there, I coached 7 of the players in the American League, so it was like and they were all young, and they were young and they were exciting, and and when we went there, it started like 6,000 people a game until it went to this Rock the Red thing that became what it is today. So it was pretty interesting going there, and met a lot of tremendous people. So it would have to be Washington.
It's interesting you say that. I was thinking about that too today, Bruce, doing my world-class research preparing for the interview. But guys like Jay Beagle, who you knew back when they were like 21,
Yep.
Now they're 34 years old, long NHL careers, man. I mean, it's got to be make you feel proud to sit back and see some of these guys who you were a part of their development before they became NHLers.
Oh, 100%. You got the Beagles, the John Carlsons. Nicky Backstrom was a rookie when I got there, sitting on the end of the bench when I took over. Mike Green, Brooks Light, like the day, these guys that were all just young guys coming up. It was tremendous, because when you have them in the American League, as you know, the coaches become closer to the players, because it's not as businesslike, and so you got to know all these guys on a real personal basis. So you still have that personal basis when you go to the NHL, and there's these same guys. So it was really cool watching them grow up in front of your eyes.
What's it like when you're with the franchise for a long time, Bruce, and you've got, lots of success, you're winning the Jack Adams Trophy, and I've talked to Ken Hitchcock about this too, because he was a big part of the Blues for years, then he leaves and they win the Stanley Cup, with a lot of the same players, not all the same players. Similar situation with you in Washington. What's it like seeing your former team win a Stanley Cup, knowing that you weren't that far away?
I'll tell you, and this is exactly how I felt. If it had been the next year or something, I would have been pretty bitter, thinking that it was all me and they just needed a better coach and type thing. But they went through 3 different coaches, and Barry in his 4th year there to win. And quite frankly, and I'm not usually like this, but I was just happier for Ovi and Nick than I could have been. I was like over the moon watching them celebrate, and the raw emotion when you seen Alex jumping over the boards when the final whistle went. It was and I'm not usually like that, but I was so excited for them.
Speaking of Ovi, how was he? I knew he was pretty young at the time, but I mean, was he just right when he came on? Was it sometimes maybe too much to handle because of his attention and his popularity and what people expected out of him?
I don't know if it was too much. The second year, like the first full year I was there, he got 65 goals. He was the MVP. And it hasn't slowed down for him. He still led the league in scoring this year. So I just think Ovi's handled it so well. He's grown up under the scrutiny of media, and even though he doesn't speak perfect English, he has handled he's gotten better and better at it all the time. So, I mean, but he was fine with me. I mean, I think we had one argument in the 4.5 years that I was there. And so, I mean, but the next time I saw him, I was in Anaheim, and he came up and he gave me a big hug, so everything was good.
What was the argument about?
We gotta know. Come on, Bruce.
Was it over TV? Was it over the remote control or what?
I think the argument was this. I remember the date, and we were playing Anaheim, and we were down 4-1 in the third period, or 4-0, and we came back and we scored 3 goals, but Ovi was -4 that day. Oh. And then we pulled the goalie. We had a timeout, and he said, "Where do you want me, coach?" And I said, "On the bench." Oh. And he didn't take to it too lightly. Wow. Too lightly. But you know, we tied it up and put him on in overtime, and he got an assist on the winning goal. But all the talk after the game was not about the game, or that it was that Ovi was mad at me. So,
are you a hard ass, Bruce? I mean, you come across as a player's coach. Yeah. Guys like you, guys that I know who have played for you. I've never had a player say anything real bad about you. Are you a player's coach? How do you describe yourself? Or will you tear into a guy when you need to?
I think you just have to do what you have to do at the moment. I mean, I understand the players. I played for 17 years, and so I understand them. But there's an awful lot of times where you don't like to do what you have to do, but when you're the coach, you have to do it. You know, I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, yeah. I mean, I don't like to, like, there's times where I've left the room, and especially early on when I was coaching in the I or the American League, and then I'd stop and I'd say, nope, I got to go back. I got to do this. And I've done the same thing in the NHL, where you let somebody off the hook, or you're watching them in practice, and you sit there and you go, should I, and then you think about it for a second. Nope, you got to go and you got to stop it, nip it in the bud, and you turn around. That doesn't make you a hard ass. It just makes you. I think the players appreciate that in the long run, because they want to be told what the right things to do. They just don't want to be told every single moment of the day.
Oh, no, it absolutely wears you. And some guys take that differently. Some guys can handle it. Some guys crawl into a hole. I mean, we saw what Tortorella did to Dubois on the bench. I mean, 3 times over again. I mean, have you gotten to that point? I don't remember seeing. We looked up all your memes on the NHL, and we haven't seen that one yet. But have you done that? Is that a thing that you would do?
Well, I don't think I would do that. I think I would. Yeah, John obviously knew his players. He knows what he could do. Like, for example, and I'll use Washington as an example. The first time Mike Green I had him in Hershey, and he was doing something wrong, and I came down the bench just screaming at him, and he went into such a shell that he was horrible the rest of the game. So what I learned from that is, if I've got something, if I want to give Mike Green crap, I've got to put my arm around him and say, hey, Mike, I need you better. But he doesn't like to get embarrassed. He didn't like to get yelled at. But if you handled it a different way, you'd get the same effect. Whereas if I was giving Brooks Lake, for example, I'd look at him right in the eye and say, you stink, you're no good, you're awful. And then he'd say, yeah, I'm going to show you. And he'd come out and play the game. And I think that's what Dubois did. And instead of buckling, he said, okay, Torts, I'll show you how good I am. Yeah. And then he went out and did it.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. You know, nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and you know right off the bat you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview.
Any other big star that you could really lay into that was like that you've coached?
That I laid into?
Getzlaf, Perry, those guys could take it.
Perry could take anything. Getzlaf, I didn't have to. I would just talk to him and he would get it. You know, I mean, but Timo was a little different. You had to sort of massage him more than you yelled at him. But Nicky Backstrom was a guy I could just give him shit, and he would take it and go out and prove me wrong. So I mean, but I think all coaches just have to. Their main job is to learn the temperature of the players in the room and use that. That's the way you get them to do the things you want. I mean, unless it's a total team effort, then you got to do what you got to do, whether it's practice longer, more video, whatever. I mean, that happens all the time, but individually, I think it's what I just said.
Bruce, what's it like? I mean, give us the real feeling you get when you get fired from your job as a head coach. I mean, I'll never forget, I was a young kid talking to Joel Quenneville the day he got fired from St. Louis. I mean, he was so devastated, and then he was still devastated 2 or 3 weeks later, where then you could talk to an Andy Murray the day he gets fired or Ken Hitchcock, and they're still devastated, but they talk to you. I mean, what's it like? Is it as dark as we would think it is from the outside?
100%. I was devastated all 3 times, except in Anaheim. I sort of knew it was happening. Yeah. But in Minnesota and Washington, I was, you sit beside yourself and you don't know what to think. Part of you is embarrassed because the whole world is going to know that you've lost your job, and part of you is, the one thing about hockey or sports is they're your second family, and you spend more time with them. And now all of a sudden, you're not spending any time with them. And I mean, it's sort of like get totally cut off from that part of your life, and it's pretty devastating. I won't lie to you. I mean, there was, you'd sit back there and you'd be by yourself, and you wouldn't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to see anybody because you've whether you should be or shouldn't, you're embarrassed, and it's a tough thing to go through. I don't like it when anybody gets fired. It's the way of the world, but it doesn't make it a good feeling for anybody.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, do you watch your team after you get fired? How long does it take before you can turn the TV on and watch them again?
Well, I haven't watched Minnesota yet, and then I got February.
You're not missing much. Although our boy Luke Cunning's on there.
Yeah, he's a St. Louis boy.
Yeah, that's our guy. That's our guy. He likes you too, though, Bruce, by the way.
Yeah, and I like Luke too. I mean, he's a hard worker. I mean, I think at some point he's going to have an A on his sweater. He's that kind of dedicated guy. I mean, he's going to have a letter. I don't know what letter it's going to be, but he's going to have a letter. But he's a hardworking guy that's really determined, and I think he's going to get better and better. So anyway, that's. But what was the other question?
Well, just about like when you start watching that team again. You said you hadn't watched Minnesota.
I didn't watch them. I couldn't watch them, and the reason I think you can't watch them is you don't want them to have success, because then you feel like a real failure. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I did do all those things wrong. That's why they got rid of me. I would look at the score all the time, but I had a hard time watching them play, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you sit in the stands. Sometimes you're just like, you want to root for your team, but maybe that fourth line, other tough guy on the team, you're like, well, I don't really want you to score any goals tonight or put on a show.
Yeah, it's human nature, right?
It is.
People lie to you if they said any different.
You're right,
by the
but
way.
you're a lie. Hey, listen, I'm glad that you're honest about it, because it is human nature. I don't know how you could look at it any differently. So.
No, I mean, you could love an organization, but if you get let go, you're not sitting up there, go wild, go. You're not starting the chant.
Putting out tweets saying, good luck, Minnesota. I want to get your take, though, Bruce. I know you've been watching you on TV, breaking down this, this whole this bizarre playoff series that we've been witnessing. And what's your take on, the Washingtons, the Blues not being up prepared? Like, I mean, there's got to be – it's so different that you have to have a different mindset going into this, and new teams are going to come out on top, man.
I agree. I mean, it's tough. I don't understand it, but I do understand it. You take 4 months off, and you come back. I mean, for the teams like St. Louis and Washington, and you play you play one preseason games, 3 round robin games, or just play-in games or whatever.
Yeah, I called it the beauty league. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it was brutal.
A little bit. I thought those games were brutal. I agree with you, but then all of a sudden you got to go 100 miles an hour because the other teams that are playing for their playoff lives are already to the stage where you want to get to. And it took them, I think it took Boston 3 games and then 1 game, and then game 2 they said, okay, against Carolina, enough's enough. Mm-hmm. They got it going. St. Louis couldn't get it going.
No,
they never did, and Washington never could get it going. And they both teams, like Washington won its last round robin game in a shootout, and I don't think St. Louis won a game.
No, they lost their last one in a shootout and won in overtime, actually. But they lost the last one in a shootout. But still looked disinterested. They didn't. They didn't look interested.
They didn't. Yeah, no, they did. They didn't look like it was June 14th. It looked like it was September 14th, mm-hmm. and and that's the way I thought of it as. But I mean, other teams that haven't been there, obviously a different mindset. And you can see teams like the Islanders going great guns. You see teams like, other than last game, Colorado going great guns. Dallas started to pick it up. They started off very slowly.
Oh, yeah.
Colorado had a weird one.
Yeah. So, I mean, these teams, these younger teams, Vancouver's a perfect example. It's a young team, not expected. Montreal the same way. Chicago the same way. And they come in and say they're going to show you, and they played really, really good,
How's the officiating, you think? I know there's a lot of stick infractions, and I always say I'm glad they call the stick on the hand stuff. Like, don't slash anybody's hands. Like, that's a penalty. But as a whole,
seriously, you would never have played one shift.
Oh, yeah. Oh my!
We never saw him play a shift anyway, Gabby. I don't know.
How do you think they're handling the suspensions and the different hits and everything that's going on as a whole?
I think they're doing okay. I thought it was a good call on Kakanyami when he got 5 in a game because he left his feet. No one seemed to mention that, but he left his feet when they hit. I thought it was a good suspension for Niskanen. It was a cross check. He broke his jaw, whether he was falling or what. Yourself, 90% of the time we have control of our sticks and we know what we're trying to do, but we try to make it look like it's an accident a lot of times. So, I thought he knew what he was doing. I think the officiating has been better than I anticipated because they had to use more of them than if it was normally. And if it was playoffs, you just get to your basic 16 officials or whoever you're doing for the games. But they had to use more because of the 24-team format. And I thought they did a better job than anticipated, especially the young guys.
What are you hearing about the bubble? I'm sure you've talked to a number of people, coaches, whoever, that are inside the bubble. Like, what are they saying about the experience and the environment that they're living in? Not just playing in, but living in.
Yeah, well, I talked to Darby Hendrickson about that yesterday, and he thought it was really good. He said the NHL has thought of everything. It gets a little long in the tooth the longer you stay there, but he said they always had things to do. They had the food was good. Everything was taken care of. As hard as it is to understand that whoever wins the cup, they will have been there for almost 2 months. They've done whatever they could to make it better. It's not perfect being in the bubble. No one ever is going to say it has been, but could it be done better? I don't know. I don't think so. I haven't, from the testing to everything else, the players have been great, and I haven't heard a lot of bitching about it. So, I think it's been done really well.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking, hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With
mango.
only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now, back to the interview.
Let me set this up for you. Say you were coaching in the bubble, and one of your top key players, older veteran, comes up to you and says, hey, look, I miss my family. I miss my children. Nothing's wrong with them, but I miss them. I'm opting out and leaving. And say that's, not at the very beginning, but 3-4 weeks
in the middle of a series.
In the middle of the series. Like, that you need them, and he says that nothing's wrong with the family. He just misses them. How would you react to that?
I mean, it's easy for me to say it here. I mean, but I would say, hey, you got to go. You got to do what's the number one thing in your world and in your life. And if you don't feel comfortable being here because you miss your family, you got to go, because you're probably not going to be able to play your game 100% on the ice. So you just wish them well. No hard feelings. Let's get this thing done. And when everything is back to normal, we'd love to have your best mindset here. I mean, even though they couldn't come back to the bubble, but I mean, starting next year.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Good answer. Good answer.
We'll give you that.
I didn't know what you were going to say there, because that catches a lot of people off guard when you see a player leave. Like the fans take it personal, but at the end of the day, these guys are human beings, and listen, they're not going off to war. They're not going to Afghanistan, but there is some type of sacrifice going on here, correct?
Oh, there's a lot of sacrifice. There's so many players. When you think of the NHL livelihood, they're between 20 and 34 mainly, okay? And that's the age when you have young children. And, if you've got more than one, it's hard on the wife. She understands, and she puts up with it and does it, but it's the kids. You miss the kids, they miss you. I mean, I can see people just all of a sudden being homesick, missing their kids, and it would be pretty easy to do. So, I mean, it's nothing. You get mad at them because they're human, because they're good people, and already know that they're good people. Yeah. They're not they wouldn't be opting out because they don't want to play hockey, because they love hockey. But there is priorities in the world, and to me, if you're married and you have kids, that's your number one priority.
Have you ever had an agent tweet a picture of a sword going through your goaltender's back with your name on it, Bruce? Has that ever happened?
No, no. I don't want to touch that one with a 10-foot pole.
Man, I mean, well, just answer this, though. Just throughout your experiences in the NHL, is this difficult for a team to overcome? Can they turn the page pretty quickly? Well, what do you make out of that?
I think they'll turn the page because they got a common goal. They know. I mean, it was probably a big topic of conversation for one day, and then all of a sudden it's back to business. And I think they showed it was back to business the other night. Yeah, they did. And Leonard evidently getting a shutout, and Vegas winning 5-0.
How good is that Vegas team?
They're really good. As a coach, I'm a 4-line type coach, or you want to be a 4-line coach, and they're 4 lines deep. Everybody has a role on that team, which is really important for the players. They know what their role is, and the defense are I don't think people realize how good their defense is, because they're all fast. They can skate. Shea Theodore has grown up right in front of our eyes. Oh. I mean, I had him as a rookie, and I look at him now, and he's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster. So, I mean, I think they're a complete team.
Would you take their team over Colorado? Who's the better team between those two?
Me, if I'm picking them, I would pick Vegas, because I think they got more depth than Colorado, and they don't rely totally on Pacioretty, William Karlsson, Stone to be the offensive juggernauts, whereas I think Colorado, quite frankly, they go as McKinnon goes, and no matter how good the Kadris and the Compers and all of those guys are, that team goes as McKinnon goes. And to me, and I mean, our goal all the time to play him, and it was not always successful because it's really difficult to contain him, was to stop him, and I think you could win the game.
A lot of people are talking about Nathan McKinnon and he possibly being the best player in the world right now. And I kind of agree with that, Bruce, in a way, because I think now he's getting that confidence that he's so strong that if you try to hit him, he's going to bulldoze you. And you try to hit somebody and he reverse hits you right in your sternum, like you're going to think twice to go near the guy. I think that could be a big difference between him and Connor McDavid. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, again, seeing Nate in his first year, he was tall, but he was thin. Now you look at him and his shoulders and his neck muscles and everything else. He's strong as a bull, and I'm sure Connor's going to and maybe not put on that kind of muscle, but it's just as you get older, you get stronger. But I think they're both, I think anybody, like if there was an Olympics, you wouldn't mind having McDavid and McKinnon as your number 1 and 2 center.
No.
Who's number 1 then? Who's number 1?
Whoever's on the ice at that time.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Hey, how much does coaching matter in the playoffs? I mean, you've had so much regular season success, Bruce, and for whatever reason, the playoff success hasn't been there. Now, you did go to Game 7 in the conference final, and that means something. I thought you guys were going to win it, too. We were watching Pat Maroon, and I like that Anaheim team so much. But how much does that eat at you, and how often do you think about the playoff success? And what do you think, in your opinion, has prevented you from having it?
Well, I mean, 3 of those times in Game 7s, we lost to the Stanley Cup champion. We lost to Chicago as the Stanley Cup champion. We lost to Pittsburgh as the Stanley Cup champion, and we lost to LA as the Stanley Cup champion. So where my thoughts are going is, if we had won that one game, then I could be sitting here with 3 cups, because I mean those teams won. And I think, we could have won them. In the Pittsburgh series, we lost. We won the first 2 games at home, and we lost the 3rd game in overtime. We had won that. Boom, and it went in off one of our butts in the net. It could have happened. Against LA, I mean, we had a 3-2 lead, and we didn't get anything done in Game 6 and 7, and the same thing in Chicago. So I mean, things can happen. Believe me, I've gone over it in my mind 1,000 times, if anything. But sometimes I wish I could have done different things, put different players on the ice against different opponents in those deciding games. But it didn't happen. But it's difficult to win the cup, and no matter how good a team. Look at Tampa Bay hasn't won the cup under Cooper yet. They're a great team.
Yeah. And
that doesn't belittle John Cooper's ability to coach. In my estimation, things just haven't fallen the right way, and eventually I think they will fall, but they haven't fallen that right way yet.
Yeah, no, Bruce Cassidy hasn't won a cup yet with Boston either. I mean, there's a lot of good coaches out there, and listen, we've seen it firsthand. I mean, I saw the Blues lose in the first round 3 years in a row. I mean, even back under Quenneville, couldn't get past Detroit or Colorado. These teams were all moving on to win cups, and same thing under Hitch, with the LAs and the Chicagos, so only one team can win it, man. I mean, you just said how hard it is to win. Like, expand on that. How hard is it to win, in your opinion?
Well, it's the hardest trophy to win. It's a 2-month tournament, 4 out of 7. Like baseball has it's a little different. I mean, they have a one-game wild card, and then there's 3 out of 5, and then it goes 4 out of 7. But I mean, football is if you get the bye, you only have to win 3 games. I mean, hockey, you got to win 16 games. This year, you probably have to win 19 19 games. But I mean, and to stay healthy in that, because the physicality in the NHL just keeps getting more and more and more, whether there's people in the building or not. And so to come through injury-free, or the battle of attrition, playing with guys that are hurt, I mean, it's so difficult. And then you can have just plain blind dumb luck, as I remember in the Vancouver-Boston thing, is Vancouver missed an open net and Boston comes down and scores. I mean, it's the way it goes.
Cam and Strick Podcast here for our boy Dan Bellman with Bellman.com.
Yeah, baby.
You need some new wheels? Why not get a Cadillac, a Buick, a GMC? Yeah. Head out to Troy today. And again, don't forget about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right across the street.
No doubt.
Right there in Troy, Missouri. Visit them online. Check out their new selection, the pre-owned selection, the best service you will find anywhere in the country. Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview. No, there's no doubt about that. How good were you in the minors? Like, your numbers are unreal, Bruce. Can you describe your game as a player?
Yeah.
Let's go here.
You know what's funny is because I've never seen my own zone as a as a player. Yet I think I've morphed into a defensive first coach, which is crazy. But I mean, I think I had some good skill. I played with good line mates, and you have some good luck, and you end up scoring a lot. I mean, it was like I scored 165 points in junior, so I think that just sort of continued on. But I could never do it. It wasn't good enough to do it at the NHL level.
Why is that, you think?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I could make excuses, but I mean, obviously, I just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, I blame it on the organization. They didn't give you a chance. The coaching staff didn't give you an opportunity, Bruce. Let's go with that.
Bill O'Flaherty. I'll take that. But Bill O'Flaherty once told Bill O'Flaherty, who was Dave Taylor's assistant in L.A. He's from Toronto, and I know him really well. He's a good friend. He said, "You know what? You're small and slow, which isn't a good way to play in the NHL." So I said, "Thanks, Bill. I appreciate those kind words." So, but that's basically what it was. It wasn't a great skater, and I wasn't big.
But you had sick hands.
70s and 80s, you sort of they went on size an awful lot.
Yeah, well, gosh almighty, it's a completely different game back then. It's so weird to look back at some of those games, the hooking and clutching, and I mean, you would think those games would last 3.5 hours because every other play, everybody comes in, there's a scrum. I mean, you've seen the game for so long. I mean, the way it's evolved, it's crazy to look back on some of those old school games.
It really is. I mean, they would latch on and not let go. But it had its good points too. If you wanted to be a scorer, you had to pay the price to go to the front of the net because it was pretty vicious. I mean, it was really like we have it sometimes when we were playing St. Louis or a bigger team and say this is going to be a man's game tonight, and you had to be just ready to play and take punishment.
What'd you make out of some of the stories that were coming out last year with some of these coaches? I mean, the coach in Calgary, you got Babcock, you got some of these other stories that came out. Like, how different have you had to coach, and has anything really changed for you over the years? You feel like you're the same person, or have you had to change some of your philosophies to meet what's expected here in the modern age?
Yeah, well, I personally am not going to comment on any other coaches, but I haven't changed anything. I just go and do what you get, what you see is what you get with me, and it's been good enough so far. So, I don't think I've had to really pay much attention to what I'm doing because I don't worry about that, and I don't think I say or do the wrong things to individuals.
The best leader you either coached or played with?
The best coach, I really liked Roger Nielsen. There is a lot of things I took from everybody. I think as a coach, when you become a coach, you take the best out of everybody you've had, and you throw in your personality. And then that becomes you. But Roger Nielsen, Andy Murray, George Armstrong, these guys, even like Doug Carpenter, I had for 4 years back in the day. He was an old school guy, but he had some really good points. Even when you go back further, I had Joe Crozier, who was a really tough guy in my early days, but he had some really good ideas that you take and you just you toss away the ones that where you say, what an idiot, those things, and you use your own personality. As far as leaders, as players, when I was playing, Daryl Sittler was a tremendous leader, and he'll always be one that I think of or comes to the forefront of leadership. Is Daryl Sittler was a great leader in the minors. I had this guy in Fort Wayne. I was the player assistant coach, but Colin Chin was my captain, and he was a tremendous leader. And I'll never forget him as a kind of guy that was a great leader.
Well, there's going to be some jobs open, Bruce, and your name's going to be mentioned with a lot of them. I mean, you have so much experience. You've had so much, success as a head coach in this league. Like, how much are you hoping to get an opportunity, and how much do you have left? Like, how energized are you to get back behind a bench?
Oh, I'm energized. I've been waiting for 5 months now to get back, and there's no doubt it's something I want to do. There's no doubt that I don't think that I can't handle it, and it's not like I don't feel like I have to go to bed at 9 o'clock every night and sit in a rocking chair. I can tell you that. I mean, I'm a pretty active guy.
Cam does.
I do. I'm done by 9.
I'm pretty active. So, I mean, I can only sit and hope. And if it happens, great. If it doesn't, well, then we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Who is somebody who's coaching today that you – I mean, I know you have a lot of respect for a lot of coaches, but who's a guy who you think is truly head and shoulders – I don't want to say in a class of his own, but just, has such a strong feel for what he's doing and how he coaches that you really have a lot of respect for?
Well, you know what? I don't know him well, but I think John Tortorella is a guy that love him or hate him. He's honest with you. He's straightforward, and I think he's a obviously a great bench boss. I mean, you can't deny the success of Q and Barry Trotz and these guys, and I admire all of them. I admire every one of them that's in the NHL, because I think it takes a long time to get there. There's only 30 jobs or 31 jobs, and it's to get there you have to be good. I mean, everybody does their due diligence, so it's not like it's, hey, I like this guy, I'm going to bring him up. So it's they're all good, but those older guys, those older kind of coaches, the ones that I can think of right now, are always been really good and tough to coach against. So, I mean, yeah, they're good.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Yeah. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.GadgetBuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either. No. Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.GadgetBuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview.
Yeah.
A few more questions. I'm going to let you go, but how have you adjusted to the way analytics now come into play with the National Hockey League? And you have some general managers who are younger now, who are getting opportunities probably at a younger age than they used to. And who don't have a lot of experience. I mean, how do you incorporate analytics, and how open are you to it?
Well, I mean, if you knew me, that I was a statistical nut when I played, and I knew all the stats and everything else, and people would ask me about them. So when analytics came in, I mean, when it first came in, you're sort of tentative, but I've really grown into enjoying the numbers. Now, not all numbers mean the same to me, but I mean, you can take the numbers and then you use your eyes, and a lot of times the numbers say what your eyes see, and so I want to know all these numbers, who's on the ice for what in what situations, and that, because all it can do is make you a better coach. I mean, you might not believe it or anything, but it can't hurt, and anything that can make me better, I'm willing to listen to.
Do you wear a suit every day? I've never seen you without a suit on.
I was going to ask that
including
question.
After morning skates, before morning skates, you always have a suit on, Gabby.
Have you ever seen my body? I got to wear something that takes the view off of me. Maybe look at the suit. My wife dresses me. Let's hope it looks good, and I haven't spilled anything on it yet. That's the big thing.
I love it.
His wife dresses him too,
well,
Andy.
You look good on TV, man.
You do, man.
And you're doing a good job with that, but you look even better behind an NHL bench.
Damn right.
And can't wait to see you back coaching in the NHL. So, listen, man, we appreciate you doing this for us.
Thanks, Bruce.
No problem. I appreciate you calling. Thanks so much.
See you, buddy.
Take care.
On. Good luck.
Okay, bye.
That was episode number 68, Bruce Boudreau.
Yeah, man, he was cool. Totally cool. Great
Really
guy,
cool.
Great coach. Heard nothing but great things about him.
Yeah,
Talk to anybody. They love him.
And now he's on our team, dude, with the Cam and Strick Podcast, which means whoever hires him will probably have some success.
Oh, yeah.
This is now. His time is now. We hope he gets another chance. He was a sick minor league hockey player.
I know.
His numbers, unbelievable.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't ask him about it, but, he was in Slapshot, too.
He was, wasn't he?
The movie, but he's talked about it a million times. I just feel like
we like to be different.
A little bit. I mean,
he was cool.
You know, I'm sure he's been asked
we picked
about
his
that
brain on a bunch of
times.
things. Yeah, we asked him about all kinds of stuff. So he was great.
It was. I think he wore number 7. Maybe for the Chiefs, or maybe when the team was playing against the Chiefs. I don't know.
He was Ogie Oglethorpe?
He had a very I don't even know if he had a speaking part or not, but it was a very small part. But he was in Slapshot.
That's always cool.
Still getting royalties for that.
Probably is. Probably is.
It's probably why he can afford that house there in Hershey.
Yeah. Paul Newman, he was a stud.
He was a stud.
Great salad dressing.
You know, I once got in trouble. We were coaching we were on a bus trip. It was like U18 level hockey, like AAA hockey.
Is this a long story?
No, but like a parent complained because we showed the movie on the bus.
How old were you?
They were like, no, I was a coach.
Oh, really? How old were the kids?
Like 17, 18.
Oh, get on it.
Under 18.
Under 8? Dude, I thought you were going to say like 7 or 8, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe not do that. No. But we were watching that at 7 and 8 years old anyway.
Like, it should be a requirement.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like, this is required. Like, you can't play on the team if you haven't seen the movie before.
Yes, 17. I mean, Jesus, Andy.
So
what were we doing at 17 years old?
I know. I know.
I want an older
So
women.
how would you handle this mom if she was yelling at you about this?
What'd she look like? I'm kidding.
Oh, my God. Hey, careful with that.
No, you don't want to set it up. Like, don't set me up to say something stupid then. Jesus Christ.
We'll go ahead and end this now.
I don't know. Your kid's 17.
Yeah, they can watch Slapshot. Okay? Please.
No shit.
Such a joke. Some of these moms, man. She was a Karen before I ever even knew what a Karen was.
Oh, they're the worst, eh?
Yes. What is a Karen? Do you know?
I don't know. A bitchy mom with weird hair.
Okay.
It just complains about everything. You do, hang your fucking like, fuck, get off of me.
That's your holy impersonation.
That's kind of what he bitches about everything, too.
All right, that was brought to you by Car Shield. Again, 800-857-2481. Hit them up today.
Yep.
Save 10%. Mention the promo code CAM. You're going to save some money. CarShield.com. Get that protection. Like we always tell you, they'll pay for your rental car. You get to pick where you have it serviced. Really, honestly, it's a no-brainer. Small fee every month. If you're a parent out there, you have a younger driver, teenage driver, or somebody who's going off to college, dude, hook them up with Car Shield. It's a great gift.
Right there. Yep.
It's a great gift.
Going to college like that, that's easy peasy.
Make sure they have. So then, you know what? When your kid has an issue on the side of the road, guess what? Everything's taken care of. You choose where you send it, all that type of stuff. They hook them up with a rental car right off the bat, and they don't have to worry about trying to figure out how they're going to handle it, man. This is very important stuff. So
yeah, and they don't need to pay for it either.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Because you're paying your monthly fee.
Exactly.
Small monthly fee. You have the protection.
So these places aren't going to rip off your 18-year-old your
and
daughter.
And I'm going to save you money by mentioning the promo code CAM.
Exactly.
It's embarrassing, but you got to do it. Save yourself 10%. 800-857-2481. How about GadgetBuyback.com? You got a cracked phone, cracked tablet. Don't. Get it fixed.
Get it fixed.
877-772-8880. Get it fixed today. It's that simple. You don't need to mess around with it. If you're a business owner, you have old phones, old tablets, it's slowing your business down. They'll pay top dollar for it. Yeah. We're telling you. I don't know which part you don't understand.
I know. And if I'm a hot chick at a bar and I see you and I'm like, you have a cracked phone, I'm like, yeah, I want to make out with you right now. I love guys with cracked phones. Can we make out in front of everybody? It doesn't fucking work that way.
All right, 877-772-8880. Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah.
Listen, 4 flavors: strawberry, black cherry, lemon lime, and mango.
Mango. That's my jam right there, baby.
How many mangoes did you have over the weekend?
I had a lot of them.
Yeah, more mango than anything, eh?
Yeah.
That's Cam's favorite. Mango.
I like it.
Check out BudLight.com. Order your Bud Light Seltzer online today. Variety packs, by the way, are on the way, man. So they've got some good stuff happening with Bud Light Seltzer. Again, less than a gram of sugar, no guilt. It's guilt-free beer, guilt-free seltzer.
I ain't bloated.
Less than 100 grams of, or less than 100 calories, less than a gram of sugar, like I said.
Yeah.
5% alcohol, so you get a nice clean
buzz, baby.
Yes.
You still eat. You're not bloated afterwards.
No.
Like some guys don't like to eat and drink at the same time, so you feel like you're gonna fall asleep. You can kind of do that at the same time here. I know it's bizarre to say, but it's kind of true if you think about it.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Check it out, especially the mango.
Mango, baby.
Yeah.
BudLight.com. So, hockeytraining.com. When I go to the to our Skate Wednesday, I can't wait because I will be trying. I got the Kucherov. I got the Svechnikov.
Don't pull that shit.
I don't know which one I'm going to try.
The guys are going to fucking beat the shit out of you. Just worry about like handling passes.
They teach you how to do it,
dude. Start at step 1. receiving fucking passes so they don't blow up off your fucking stick like a grenade, and all the boys are like, good God, Andy. Oh, come on, Andy.
You could use a few of these.
I know
videos.
I can. Like, don't worry about me though. Like, I'm invited. I do the invites. Remember, handle the damn puck. Start at chapter 1 instead of chapter 38 million. They have that many, by the way.
But the workouts, by the way, are so easy.
No, that's fine.
And I mean, you get a great sweat. You feel stronger. You feel quicker.
First 3 steps, Andy. You need to work on your first 3 steps. They're so god-awfully hideous.
I'm older now, man.
What
do you want me to do?
Yeah. Do you want to do that? Like, there's no shit when I just tell you. Why the fuck do you think we're doing? Like, that's what you do. You're 41, 42, dude. Like, that's what you do. First 3 steps, baby.
Yeah.
You could break away from some of these guys. The 70-year-olds are fucking catching up to you. Get on that shit, dude. Larry Paty's catching you 2 strides like fucking Hedman.
I've never played against him.
He looks like Hedman out there. Good Lord.
He's so smart.
You get a breakaway, like 8 guys catch you. Like, it's going to stop.
Larry Patty, like... This guy, he must live on hockeytraining.com. Everything he does is fundamentally good.
It is. So you whack the shit out of you.
Oh, my God, he will. Like,
it's hilarious.
It's hilarious. Some of these older guys, too, like, you just know exactly how they played back when they were, like,
oh my God,
in the NHL.
Ramage.
Oh,
Robbie
yeah.
Ramage.
Oh, mean, man.
Who did he whack the other day? Oh, Lord.
Mean.
Yeah. He doesn't have to whack you because you don't have the puck. I mean, it's chapter 1 on the hockey training. Seriously.
That's not true.
Dude,
how much better have...
Look, this is going to be a 5 We're not going through it.
Since I started the training.
Since I started
the training.
You're bringing that up. Okay. You've gotten a little bit better. You've gotten better. You've gotten better. Andy, you got to start from scratch, man. Like, he just had you. Like, I'm watching you. We're going to evaluate you again Wednesday. And we'll do another announcement.
We may need to do a video.
We might do a video for him.
I might have to have Brody or somebody come out and videotape the skate.
I agree.
I want highlights.
I know. We can do that. We'll send it to their ass and they can post it.
So we're going to make that happen.
Cool.
So hockeytraining.com. Check that out. Get in shape, though. If you're a parent out there, get the training for your kid. You don't have to go, you don't need a gym to go to. You can bring the gym to you. Boys and girls, men's leaguers. Don't be an embarrassment. Don't be an embarrassment. Start your training. Do some training workouts, full team workouts, too.
Yeah.
All right, Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com. We tell you about it each and every show. Check out the new inventory, their pre-owned inventory. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on one side of the street. And you got your Buick, Cadillac, GMC on the other side in Troy, Missouri. Again, check them out online, Bellman.com. You'd like the Buick.
They're looking a lot nicer now since Tiger Woods took over like 5, 6, 8, 10 years ago. Buick was kind of a nerdy thing. It was. Okay.
Now it's not
like,
anymore,
fuck,
dude.
they're fucking cool.
Dude, that shit's loaded.
I know.
Like, their stuff is so pimped out on the inside. The interior is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's real nice.
The Enclave, by the way, it's a great car. 3rd row if you have kids. Check that out.
Reasonable price.
Great price.
Yeah.
Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. Repeat that.
Man, don't put me in a goddamn spot like this. Jeez Louise, man. Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, dude. Damn, dude, I know it. I said it.
Other side.
You got Buick. You got Cadillac.
Yeah.
And you got GMC, baby.
There you go,
Sit your ass down.
Bellman.com.
Sit your ass down.
Check that out. Stand up for Renee Howitt. That's what I would say. For Cope24.com. Stand back up. What up, Renee?
Hey, girl.
She understands my pain. She sent me a message the other day. She understands about homeschooling.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that on the next edition.
I saw that.
So she's in tune with it. She knows what's up.
Cope24.
Cope24.com. Changing our parenting experience. We got a great event coming up later on this year in 2020. If nothing good has happened to you in 2020, like a lot of us, this will be something that is going to be good.
You'll learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is going to be the one good thing to happen in 2020. So stay tuned for that. Again, Cope24.com. All right, this has been the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 68. For Cam Jansen, I'm Andy Strickland. Until next time.